thank you so, so much. You are the reason we sit here each and every day to bring content to you. And therefore, thank you so, so much once again. To the ones that like our videos, to those that comment in the comment down below, we really love that. And thank you so, so much. And Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas to the Christians all over the world. And as we commemorate the birth of Christ, may new things be born in your life. May you expand your territories. May you be blessed beyond measure. Because that is the reason for Christmas, to bring good tidings. And therefore we wish you good tidings in whatever you do. And today there is a question that is asked by many. And many are left perplexed and astonished by the kind of popularity, the kind of fame Jamaica has all over the world. The Caribbean contains very many islands. But I want to say, amongst all the islands in the Caribbean, Jamaica is known most. By the way, before I came to understand that Jamaica is in the Caribbean, I used to know Jamaica, but I thought Jamaica is in Africa. So Jamaica is known all over the world, more than any other country in the Caribbean, which is so, so true. I know we have Cuba, and we have come to appreciate and know Cuba because of the doctors. We have come to understand or to appreciate Haiti because of what is happening in Haiti. But I want to say Jamaica has been known by many because of the reggae music, because of the athletics, because of so many reasons that Jamaica has put up there in the world to make it be known and to make it have fame. I was sitting down and I was wondering, one, Jamaica is a very tiny island. It's a very tiny country. Number two, it has very low population. How comes that there are big nations with big populations, with big mass? Is it mass? And yet, they are not as known as Jamaica. What is this that Jamaica has that pulls people to it, that makes people to know it, that makes people to appreciate it, that makes people to really recognize it and respect it? So today, we are looking at why is Jamaica so famous? Why is Jamaica so popular? We have so many countries that are big, that are huge, that have got very high populations, that are developed, and yet they are not known as much as we know Jamaica. And I want to say, there is something peculiar, there is something spiritual about Jamaica that makes it to be known. Let me say, it might not be because of course we know Jamaica is known for its performance in athletics. It's also known for the reggae music. But there are so many countries that have got huge and large singers and very popular singers and very good athletic team, and yet they are not as known as Jamaica is. I want to believe that there is a favor that Jamaica carries that is not carried by the other nations. For you to believe what I'm saying, I want us to analyze some of the things that have happened in Jamaica, which are not actually, what can I say, the normal things. We cannot say they are things that happen each and every day. Like, for example, the maroon people. It was a very tiny group of people, and they had no weapon. They were not equipped to fight. They didn't have the advantage that the British Army had. Yet, the Maroon people gave the British people a headache until they had to bow and sign a treaty that ended up releasing people from slavery. What is this peculiar about this small group fighting with people who have weapons, sophisticated weapons, a developed country with all the machineries it had, and yet a small group of people were able to subdue it and they surrendered? Can't you see that is not the normal power? The Jamaicans experience another power, I think, above, that we cannot be able to comprehend or even explain. Because, by the way, guys, explain to me, such few people, and they were able to force the British Army to sit down and command a treaty to be signed. Not even that. You might say that one is a coincidence. What about the immigrants, the Jamaican immigrants that went to Canada? And they were told, you cannot prepare your party and call it party, and yet the Canadians are preparing something similar to what you are preparing, and therefore you have to stop calling your party Jamaican party. These people are in another people's land. They have no power of bargain. They have no power to actually convince the natives of the country they are in, and yet the Jamaican people were able to force the Canadian government to sit down and listen to them and give them the freedom to call their Jamaican party Jamaican party. They managed to convince the Canadian government that their party cannot be called any other name because it meant who they are, it meant their culture, it meant their traditions, it meant who Jamaican people are. And therefore, the Canadian government had no choice but to let the Jamaican people be and call their party Jamaican party. Can you imagine? In a strange land, and you convince the government of that land that you're going to continue with your traditions, with your culture, and they actually allow you to do so. What about these riots that were in UK? And it is said, I don't know very much about the riots. Maybe the people in UK that are watching us can tell us what was happening there. But I understand the Jamaican people are the ones that actually stopped the riots. You can imagine you are in a country like United States. No, it is United Kingdom. I wanted to say United States. It is United Kingdom. And you manage to cool the tension of a riot. Don't you think that is something great for the people of Jamaica? Do you think that this is something out of every day? That is something that requires a power that us as human beings cannot comprehend and we cannot understand. And that is why I started by saying the ability of Jamaica to be famous, the ability of Jamaica to be popular, the ability of Jamaica to be known and people to talk about them. It's not just a kawaida. Kawaida in Kiswahili says it's not an everyday thing. It's something that we have to admire. It's something that we have to be at awe. And it's not something that we can say it's physical. It has to have a source from a power above there. Maybe, not even maybe, the hand of God is actually upon Jamaica. I'm not exhausted yet on telling you the things that make you believe that the ability of Jamaica to be on the front line, to be victorious in what they touch, to be successful where they pass, it's not just a power from here, it's a power beyond our understanding. There is this water in Jamaica that is said that the people used to, there is somebody calling, so I have told my cameraman to go and check. So there is this water that people used to say in Jamaica that when people entered that water, they could get healed. Do you think that is something that you see in each and every country? That is something very, very peculiar, and it can only be seen in Jamaica. Healing water. There is this guy who is said to have been oppressed by the master, and he was beaten and beaten and beaten. And he ran away from the master and went to that river, or rather that water, and dipped his bruised body into that water. And every wound got healed. And he returned to the master completely healed. The master had to yield and tell him, I will not mistreat you again because I can see something peculiar. In other words, these waters where this guy went to dip himself is actually Jamaican water. We have also heard there is a lagoon where Jamaicans actually go, not just Jamaicans, even the tourists. They go and dip themselves and they come out glittery. And it is gone at night. I think it's the luminous lagoon. You can imagine such kind of wonders in Jamaica. Jamaica has the largest butterfly, among the largest butterfly in the world. Do you think this is just a by the way? Do you think this just happened? That is why I'm telling you, Jamaicans are actually backed by a force that none of us can understand, that none of us can comprehend. And that can only be the power of God. Because you cannot explain why the largest butterfly is from Jamaica. Jamaica has also flowers that cannot be found in any other country. Why is this so? Just a small island in the Caribbean with very low population, with all this happening in that tiny island. Not forgetting that Jamaica has the fastest people in the world. Why do you think it is only in Jamaica that we find the fastest people in the world? Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence, guys? Tell me. This cannot be a coincidence. It is a power, they are backed by another power that we cannot comprehend. Because you cannot tell me that because they came from Africa, that is the reason why they run very fast. They are Africans in the same country where the Jamaicans came from. And they don't run as fast as Jamaicans. And therefore there is something that backs them that is out of this world. Not forgetting, Jamaica, as small as it is, went and convinced the apartheid masters to set free South Africa and Zimbabwe. We had so many huge countries, even in Africa. But Jamaica happened to be the only country that was able to convince the apartheid masters or the colonial masters to free South Africans from apartheid. And their singers talked so loudly about it that everybody in the world celebrates Jamaica for actually standing with South Africa and Zimbabwe and Namibia. Do you think there is something out of today, day and day activity? No, there is something peculiar about Jamaica that we have not yet experienced. A power that backs them and makes them heads and not tails. You know, we are told by the Bible, those that read the Bible, that the people of Israel, there was a force that was backing them wherever they went. They were able to conquer people who were in their own country, and they were able to subdue them and force them out of those countries so that they can occupy. Could Jamaica be having the Israelite favor? Could Jamaica be having the Israelite power? Could Jamaica be? Because I've heard so many people saying Jamaicans are the Israelites, the remnant of the Israelites. Could this be true? Because there are so many coincidences. There are so many things that happen to Jamaica that you cannot actually explain when you understand that this is a small country with very low population and yet doing so great and having the world talk about it. Do not forget, Jamaica has conquered in so many areas. It was the first country to teach the world that though they have not come to a country where there is ice, they can produce a team that can land on ice and win the dog race. Can you imagine such a daring spirit? You don't have ice in your country, but you dare participate in a race where you're going to run over ice. Don't you think this is just out of this world courage? And that is why I'm telling you, there is a force that backs the people of Jamaica. Do not forget that the reggae music has gone far and beyond every corner of the world. It has even been taken by the countries that are developed. A music that originated in Jamaica. It has spread like bushfire to every corner of the world. People sing reggae music. Today, I had traveled to the capital city of Kenya, which is Nairobi. And in the vehicle I was in, we call them the matatus, public transport. And in the matatu I was in, actually they were playing the reggae music, and the conductors had the Rastafarian dreads and the colors on the hair. You can imagine the culture of Jamaica spreading from Jamaica to other nations, including Africa. Do you think that is something to take for granted? I always say, Jamaica is a special people, a chosen generation, a people that are blessed, a people that are anointed, a people that can do exploits. And we have seen them doing exploits. We have seen them conquering the world. Though small, they tarawa. We have seen their tingo everywhere in every part of the world. Because God is upon the people of Jamaica. The hand of God is upon the people of Jamaica. It is now for the Jamaican people to actually reference God, to fear God, to honor God, so that they can do more exploits. Because you cannot be able to explain why a small island with very low population can actually do all what we have talked about and succeed. They have produced the largest, the most, what can I say? The most famous, the most successful men and women. Look at Kamala Harris. Look at Powell. Look at Usain Bolt. Look at Usain Thompson. Look at Sherian Fraser. Look at the scientists that come from Jamaica. Every corner of Jamaica, they produce great men and women. Don't you think that this is not just an everyday thing? It has taken the power of God for Jamaica to be where they are. And that is why I have said today, Jamaica has a force that backs them. They have a force that pushes them to the next level. Guys, if you believe that, comment in the comment down section below. You comment for us whether you believe that there is a power that pushes Jamaica beyond a limit. And that power is actually the one that has made them who they are today. Thank you so much for watching us. See you during the next video. Bye-bye and God bless. Happy holidays.